Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Tracy Show. Yes, Tracy with an I, not with a Y. Let's get right into the nitty gritty. The question is racism jealousy? Let's talk about it.
One of the biggest tools the white supremacists use to control the general population is jealousy. Not just fear of minorities, but fear of minorities being more successful than you as a white person. Because implicitly, deep down, they know that they have a significant advantage over every single immigrant, over black and brown people in the US. Because of factors like racism, all you have to do is look to the government and see how white and how conservative it is. But they cannot accept the fact that somebody who came to America 5 years ago didn't know any English and was able to work themselves into society, get a good paying job, and take care of their family is more successful than them. They can't accept the fact that there are people who have come to America and done better in a system that was built for them. That is why I believe that a large portion of racism and bigotry in general is rooted in jealousy. It's not just about white people wanting to hoard the resources, it's about white people wanting to hoard them so other people don't get them. They would rather see people of color fail than another white person succeed.
Preach, but I stopped it right here because I'm feeling like this is what's going on today. They would rather see people die in closed hospitals than to use Obamacare because that is something that a black man came up with. And they can't find anything better for it. They would rather have a government shutdown and let people and children starve than to do what's right. Let's keep going.
Because it's never been about success, it's been about preventing others from doing well. That sort of spite is what keeps
Racism is about jealousy. If you think that's a reductive statement, please stick with me. When I say jealousy, I'm talking about insecurity, which is really what jealousy is, but I think it's easier to understand if I say insecurity rather than just jealousy. Because we know from appropriation that we are very jealous of other cultures. Why would we want to listen to the music, eat the food, wear the clothes, do the hairstyles, have everything, the language, but not give credit where credit is due?
Okay, so I stopped it right here again really quick. And I'm being so serious right now. If there are any white people listening to this, if you agree, please let me know. What would cause you to be so jealous or hate an entire race so much?
Not uplift the people who created it. White people are so lost in feeling like they don't have a connection to culture, especially many of us who are very far removed from our European roots. And I think the need to fill that space and that insecurity of this lack of culture and lack of something to call our own is often filled with cultural appropriation and the idea that being white is superior. I was first introduced to this concept of racism being jealousy in college, and I can't trace it back to one particular scholar, but I would like to give credit where credit is due to that black scholar. If you can find anything tracing it to one particular person, please leave that in the comments. I think it's important to think about racism in this way if we want to unlearn it. Because, as some people say who are non-monogamous, or anyone who's just working on their relationships, jealousy is an indicator that something is not quite right with us. It's an indicator of our insecurity and how we might be feeling. It's not about what our partner is doing or what someone on Instagram is doing with their life that makes us feel inadequate. It's about something going on inside. And I think we really need to interrogate that. What is it about people of color showing excellence, people of color maybe being more in touch with culture, people of color being more in touch with the environment, people of color making better food? And everything else that we envy, what does that trigger in us? And why do we have the need to put those people down? It's about jealousy. And if we can figure out that we're feeling that way and trace that feeling back to maybe some of our unconscious biases, I think it's a lot easier to start thinking about, how can we unlearn that? How can I feel secure in my identity as a white person who has roots in maybe Italian and like other cultures, but like doesn't really feel connected to anything? How can I feel secure in myself to not want to put others down?
Well, you, my privileged friend, you sound like you might need a little therapy. Check by November 1st to see if you still got your health care. And if you do, check with a therapist. If you don't, I don't know. Just take a deep breath in, look in the mirror, and say, Lord, help me to work on myself. That's what I'm going to suggest to you. We're going to keep going.
Whether that be racism or any other form of discrimination, or just plain hating on another woman because she's amazing. You know, I think this makes it seem like racism is very simple, but it also just helps us frame it in a way that's accessible to us. We know that dismantling racism starts with individual work, and personal growth is all about thinking about the hard things about yourself and the things and parts of yourself that you don't like. And jealousy is one of those things. No one wants to be jealous. It's an awful, awful feeling. And we don't want to admit that we're jealous. And we shy away from that, but it's something we can interrogate, and I think that is going to help us go a long way. Anyway, just my thoughts. Happy Juneteenth. I hopefully will speak about this more coherently in the future. Black Lives Matter.
Most people don't realize this, but all racism is just jealousy that has mutilated so much that now it's so evil. It's legit the almost final evil form of jealousy. And I'm not talking about the systemic racism, the racism that's in the systems that keep black people down and keep them in certain levels type of thing. I'm just talking about the type of racism that's in people's brains and their opinions and the biases they held, things like that. They're jealous of the things that maybe black people are capable of, or the natural bodies or faces that they're born with, or I don't know, maybe even the influence that black people have on things like entertainment and music and even sports and arts, just being jealous of kind of the culture that the black community holds. And mind you, jealousy is a very normal emotion. Jealousy is a normal human emotion to feel. But then when you don't clock your jealousy, when you can't accept your jealousy, you kind of hide it. And the more you try to hide something, the more it mutilates into something really, really evil. It's very similar to misogyny. It's very similar to hating women. Men, the thing is that a lot of people who are racist don't even realize they're racist.
I gotta stop you real fast. Because I know they know if they are being racist. Absolutely. I know they know if they are being racist. Let me just say something. Racism is taught. Who are your parents teaching you privileged people this? Because that's how it starts. It's taught.
They'll have black friends and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But you don't actually look at black people as someone who is of equal, is equal to you. But yeah, it's very similar to women, because at the end of the day, a lot of men and women too, who hate other women and don't even realize it, it's because they're jealous of them. They're jealous of the privileges women have, and they're very different things. But then once you cross over women and also black women, it just turns into a whole different.
Racism is jealousy. How is it jealousy, you may ask? Okay, so I'm biracial. I'm black and white. My dad is black, my mom is white. And in my experience, having white friends with blonde hair, blue eyes, or whatever the case may be, my mom included, calling me the N-word hard R growing up and still sometimes now.
Now, this is just what I was saying. Racism is taught. Did you hear what she said her mother says to her? Now, yet and still, her mother lay down with the black man. Why would you say that to your child? Well, you knew your child was going to be biracial. So what were you saying? Soon as she come out, I'm gonna call her a nigga. I'm not understanding. You created her, but now you want to call her names. Oh,
Racism is jealousy, and let me feed you in a little bit of why I think that. This doesn't go for everybody, but I feel like it goes a lot for the younger generation, and yeah. White people will go and make fun of black people for having big lips, yet white people go get their lips done. White people will say, things about black people's skin tone, but then go get a tan and try to be brown. White people sit here and say they don't like black people, yet they listen to rap and hip hop music. White people will say black people have big butts, but then are on a freaking stepper at the gym or getting BBLs out here or injections. White people use the N-word loosely, but are so scared to actually embrace their saying the N-word, and if they get caught online, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. If you're racist, you're racist. If you're so confident about being racist, then why are you mad that you're being exposed? If you don't like black people, why are you doing everything that black people do? Why are you stealing their culture? Why are you trying to get big lips? Why are you trying to get dark skin? Why are you trying to get a big butt? Because you're making fun of black people for having these types of features, yet you're hypocritical.
do you have the answers to any of these questions, white people? If you do, I'll wait. I'll give you 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. I knew none of y'all could answer.
And I think you're just mad because black people are beautiful.
Ooh-wee. Tell them. Tell them. Tell them, baby. Tell them. Woo-hoo.
Black people got the best skin ever, the most beautiful skin, and when they get older, they look so much younger. Like, beautiful plump lip.
Y'all can get mad all you want to. But baby girl right here, she is speaking nothing but facts. And I'm talking in all capital letters. Capital F, capital A, capital C, capital T, capital S, 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 and add an exclamation point.
Their music is fly. Like, who can lie on that? Not all white people, but some white people like to go get braids done in their hair, but still over here trying to be racist and everything. Like, girl, are you okay? Because it's just not adding up. Are you really racist or are you just jealous? Like, think about it, sis. It's okay to want what other people have without trying to put other people down. It doesn't make you look any better. My ex-friend goes and gets her lips done. She listens to rap music. Like, something's not adding up. When black guys would text her, she would act all flirtatious, but then behind their back would speak like racism towards them.
To my black men, to all my black men who go out here and, you do the swirl and all that for some reason. I don't know, but you stick with the sister when you didn't have nothing. And as soon as you make a little bit of money, you want to go to people who want to be like us. Did you hear her? Did you hear her straight from the horse's mouth? OMG, she is on it.
Girl, you can't even embrace the fact that you're a racist, then what's going on? You're so racist. I befriended that friend because she was racist. I don't really talk to my mom much because she's racist. My grandmother's racist, my grandfather's racist, and he will be confidently saying it out loud. He do not care. I obviously may not be fully black, but I am still black. And I have experienced racism. I have experienced differences. Like, if I'm with the white side of the family, like, I just don't look like them, like, at all. They're using the N-word towards me. Every time we get in some type of argument, it's always that I'm N-word hard R. I'm not the same as them and all this other stuff because I don't have blonde hair, blue eyes. I have curly hair, like. And then obviously, like, when I'm with, like, the black side of the family, I also don't look like them because my skin complexion, I'm more white passing. White passing with some black features. But, yeah, like, sometimes, too, it's hard being mixed. And you know what? This doesn't just go for black people. This goes for other races as well. Because people are racist towards other people, yet then go and get whatever they have done. Same thing with Hispanic people. Like, Hispanic people have beautiful skin. Like, it's nice and tan. Like, but people will say all types of stuff about them. Embrace what you have. It's not that hard. Embrace it. Stop being racist. There's no freaking reason. You're literally just jealous. And now you're out here causing mayhem for what? Whatever, sis. Every time somebody's racist towards me, I'm just like, okay. That's why you curl your hair. That's why you want my hair. That's why you try to get plump lips. That's why you try to tan your skin. Makes no sense.
Okay, guys, I'm not going to stop it anymore, but this one I could totally relate to. And I'm just going to let you listen, and learn. And please share the video. Please like the video. Please comment on the video, whether you agree or disagree. But the conversation should be had. Okay? Like, share, subscribe. Peace out.
Theory about why black women and white women are having such a hard time getting along, and it starts with a story. When I first started teaching, I was in a teacher training program with 3 other women. 2 of them were black and 1 of them was Indian, and we started teaching at the same school, the same grade, at the same time. One of these women, a black woman, completely excelled. She did so much better than I did at literally everything. Classroom management, her test scores were high. She was excellent at literally everything. And something about her excellence didn't sit right with me. I just didn't feel good about it, and I couldn't figure out why I didn't feel good about it. It was internalized racism, but I didn't know that yet. So I had to sit with this idea of her being better than me and trying to figure out why it didn't feel good and feel comfortable for me. And of course, at the time, I didn't know that I needed to do the work of anti-racism, so I didn't think it was possibly because I could have internalized racism. I had to do a lot of study and thought about myself and what could possibly be making me feel this way about this woman. And here's what I discovered. Most of the media that I had consumed up to that point in my life had white people as the central characters. And the shows and other media that I consumed that had white women at the central characters often had black women as the side characters. These black women's role in these movies was to assist the white women, support the white women, advise the white women, but never to rise above the white women. Even shows that were about black women, like The Help, had white women as the central character and the black women as supporting characters. So I internalized the idea that black women were there to support me and to advise me, but not to rise above or become better than me. And that's why when this black teacher was way better and more talented than me, I felt some kind of way about it. Now, I'd imagine lots and lots more white women have also internalized the same idea, and that's why they feel okay stealing black women's content and not giving them any credit, because the black women are just there to advise them anyway. But most black women are natural leaders. Society has forced them to become leaders, and so we need to step aside and let them lead. Even if it means checking our privilege and letting them lead us.
Dr. Hacker.
Okay, I'm so sorry, but I just had to add this one. I had to. But it's very interesting. So let's keep it going. And one more time. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe today. Thank you for
It
watching and
doesn't
listening.
appear as though you really paint a very pretty picture of white people in general, insofar as you see white-black race relations. Can you expound on that, sir?
Well, interestingly, you use the phrase race relations. I don't think there are many relations between black and white people. What I would say very simply is that those of us who are born with this pigmentation have certain privileges, things we can take for granted, we have the safety, the security, so we don't want to lose this. Now, this also means that, and here's the unpleasant part, that so much of our safety, security, status comes from putting down black people, saying we're not like them. We're Europeans. We're more highly evolved. We've got talents they don't have. And that's where you get, the flip side of this, which really is the ugly side of racism.
Mm-hmm. Well, how much does sex and sexuality really have to do with race relations, particularly between white men and black men?
Well, if you take white men and black men, let's take it two ways.
Okay.
If a white man is walking down the street and he sees a couple, a very attractive black man, really masculine, and with him a very attractive white woman, very white, we'll make her blonde, He looks at that woman and he wonders, this is the white man, what does she see in him? What do they do together? And it really drives us, up the wall, because she's a woman who could choose, a white guy, but she chooses a black guy. And that really bothers us. And as a result, what we want to do is some way take that black man away, because we begin to say, hey, is she having a better time with him, in various ways than she can with me? And so he's competition for us. And you know how people react to competition.
Yeah, I know I said I wasn't going to come back. But I had to tell you to like, share, and subscribe and hit that post notification bell for whenever I upload. I had to. Oh, and because I heard him say, we all know how we get when there's competition. We all don't know. You might know, because ain't no competition. Ain't no competition. Just be you. Be the best you can be every day. Focus on you. If you take time to focus on you, I guarantee you won't feel a bit of jealousy. So take the time out, because I'm tired. And I'm just so tired. I just don't understand why we can't get along. Why we can't get along. This is not natural. This is not of God. This is not, it's not, don't even feel like it's human. It's right. Stop it.